And just like that, we're back. What's poppin'? Alright. We're week 15. Somebody's injured, so we need to get them to the medical tent. Alright, which one's injured? Wounded. Excuse me. Thank you, Captain. I'll be ready. Okay, good. Yeah, I'm gonna have them cook that up. Just so we always have some medicine to use. Kurt, do I seem afraid of the sled dogs that is? Well, are you? No. Have you ever owned a dog as a pet? No. My family does own several cats. I'd be more afraid of those clawed beasties before I feared a little pup. I suppose you're right. That Kurt doesn't know what he's on about. Lost in his own little world, he is. Must think he's still 30 years old though. Man begged and pleaded to even be here, just to feel important. A small group of emperor penguins have waddled near the camp. You notice Mr. Gloss and Mrs. Gloss studying them closely. Look, dear. I don't know what that is. How extraordinary. Astounding, this must be their first sighting of the rookery. An emperor penguin waddles into the tent. Squawk. Someone that looks at you confused. Captain? Who watches you? Captain, last week's ice fishing was quite a success. We were able to gather a decent haul with some patience. Sweet. Thank you for providing the manpower. Some extra rations will certainly come in handy. Captain, that Hammond was quite the temper on him. He's one to dig his heels on any opportunity. We have enough time before winter. We should focus on hunting. You've been thinking it over, so I feel I should state my case once more. Very well. I'll take your suggestion into consideration. Kurt puffs his chest out and smiles a form on his face. I need to see sense, Captain, sooner or later. Emperor Pinger waddles into the tent. Squawk. Someone looks amused. Ridiculous. It watches you carefully. Captain, we need to talk about last week. I'm telling you, we won't last if we don't hunker down for winter starting next week. Still thinking it over, Hammond. I'll inform you on my decision. Aye. But you best be quick to decide. And Emperor Penguin waddles into the tent. Oh, that sounds cute. Shoo. It watches you carefully. Captain, a truly urgent request. Well, perhaps not urgent, but, well, inspiration skills. Collect yourself, Mr. Gloss. Right, well, there's a perfect opportunity to write a proper study on the birds of this region. I asked some of the scientist team to be allowed this week to write up our findings. That may risk us losing the opportunity to harvest as many of them for resources, but... Sorry, we need you for other tasks. Oh, then I suppose it will have to wait. Shame, opportunity like this only knocks once. Can't help it. I let them do what? Assign crew to hunting. How much food will we get? Their entire remaining crew set the slaughtering the colony. Everybody's demoralized now. Those two were bickering over dinner again, Hammond and Kurt. Both of them are talking shite. Someone should talk to them. I know when a punch up is up and brewing. Arf. Eyeing up my dinner, are ya? You ain't getting a sniff of this. Get running back to your master. Arf. Alright, just a bite. Reading something? Yes, a book of poetry. Can you read one? On poetry? Not a poetry, it's analysis of technique. Oh, I've always wanted to read. Is that so? You wouldn't mind helping, would you? I suppose I could lend you a book. Something simple. Thank you. Air's a bit tense these days, isn't it? Not surprised. Time's catching up to us, right? Can't take another week looking out at nothing but ice. Seems Kurt has a mole man are still going at it. Not surprised the chief doesn't bend in disagreements. Maybe he should. A simple apology would allow us to return to our work without issue. What makes you believe Hammond should be the one apologizing? Common sense. You salvage a penguin carcass. The cold has kept the meat preserved. Good. Hell yeah, I'm sending people over here. Y'all better come over here and get some of this. Oh. No. Nice dogs. Do you not have work to do, child? What are their names? The one you're penning? That's Maxwell. That's a person's name, isn't it? They're all what? Boring. Alright, so the food. Yeah, we got big stuff going on. Good. Okay, and for fuel, we're fucked. Just kidding. I mean, 3 people should be able to make this really, yeah. Resources, yeah, increasing fuel, change the status effect. Yeah, I'm just gonna start. Yeah, we definitely don't have enough. No, it doesn't do anything. Nope. That's all we got. Some people are demoralized. That's okay. Do we have anybody to come get some of these penguin carcasses? No? We have y'all. Yeah, nobody went out hunting either. I could try to get them to go hunting. The right thing to do. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to. Y'all will have to go. Well, I mean, I don't have anything. Yep, all of our sledding crew is done, so. The struggle is real. Yeah, we'll have to. Wait. Yeah, we don't. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah. Oh my god, did people die? I don't think. No, did somebody fucking die? Nobody better have died. Shouldn't have. What is this? Captain, why did my dad have to go? What? I don't understand. Kasha charges into the tent. Captain, Templeton, you're out of breath. What is it? It's Kurt and Hammond. They're about to knock each other out. Come quick. She bolts out the tent. Best to see it, Captain. You rush over to the commotion near the boiler. Do you have any idea how much you're jumping the gun? I know about how much you really want to keep playing in the snow. Playing? I take my work very seriously as you. You don't actually believe that, do you? Fine. We'll do things your way. No preparation, no stockpiling. We can all starve to death, but sooner, great idea. We're not going to get any more prep waiting around. We need to hunker down. You just like feeling useful, and you don't want it to stop. You don't care about the lives on the line. Of course I do. I have experience on the ice. I know the dangers of the winter. You're just too stubborn to do anything but your way of your own. And when you don't get your way, you make some big song and dance about it. You can't help yourself. You're a bloody glory hound always looking to be the big man. Not hard. Sorry that you can't really be the big man. Watch it. It's clear this could quickly turn ugly. Don't recall asking for dinner and a show. Kurt and Hammond notice you. Kurt eyes you before scanning the audience that has assembled. You're gonna get us killed, idiot. I'm not the only one who agrees with this course. Then get them killed yourself. I don't care what you do. It's enough, both of you. The two refuse to listen. You think you could just come marching in the middle of the camp and Kurt laughs. Marching? And like you, it only takes me a few steps, cane and all. Maybe you could have brought this up in private, but nah. Men like you can't survive without an audience, can you? I'm trying to be reasonable, Hammond. This is just like the ship. You're incapable of considering anyone else's point of view. Everyone else's point of view isn't 10 foot off the ground and still up on their own hole. For such a short man, I thought you'd be above name-calling, Hammond. I told you to watch it. You're being heartless, Hammond. Heartless? I'm the one bloody playing it safe. Kasha turns to you. Captain, are you gonna do something? Mr. Zack reveals his revolver, firing it into the air. The blast startles two of Cordell's dog, who goes jolting across the ice and out of sight. Still, the sudden noise grabs the men's attention and puts a stop to the fighting quick. The scientist is quickly removed of his weapon by Templeton. The crew look uneasy at the man. After the exchange, both men look to each other warily, their aggression taken out. The two of them left only with the glow of shame for their actions. Hells, that certainly could have gone better. Despite his jovial comment, Kurt is unable to bring a laugh to anyone, including himself. Both of you should be ashamed. We're supposed to be professionals. The two of you men let out weary sighs, almost in unison. This is a waste of everyone's time. You walk away, making your way to your tent. The two men left to wallow in their shame. As you walk away, you are stopped by Templeton. Captain, I must apologize for the insubordinate of Mr. Zack. We should have not let him keep the weapon. It's a liability. We're lucky no one was hurt. He just set an example for the rest of the crew. I see. I can respect that view, Captain. We best hope the crew instead follows your example. As you walk away, you are stopped by Colonel. Next time, do it yourself. There won't be a next time if you say so. She needs fuel for the week. Yeah. Y'all are gonna have to buck her up. Boy, you better get up in there. What? Let me raise the heat first. Oof. We're gonna die. We ain't got no food. Well, that's all we can do for now. We try to keep everybody warm. Yeah. We can also have some of these people. Take some of that. We've lost 2 dogs, so that's good. It's very nice. Cordell, Captain, it would appear that little stunt earlier scared off 2 of my dogs. I'd hope you would soon. We'll have someone assigned to bringing them back. Sure. Of course, I'll send a team to return them to camp. Thank you. Leaving an erratic scientist with a firearm certainly feels like an oversight. Shaw, any spare timber? Crew wants me to carve up some totems. Totems? Aye, for good fortune on the ice. Some fuel and easy after what happened. Captain believed that landlubber had a gun on him. Good idea, but I'm afraid we're out of timber. Shame. Hell, we're out of fucking food too. What is this? Don't nobody get. Okay, we can try. I will definitely try to have. Yeah, he died, but that's okay. I don't think I have. I think scientists can go out. Yeah, they're demoralized, but that's okay. Scientists cannot go out. Okay, it's odd. Whatever. At least we got some decorum. Girl, I don't know how we're gonna. These people are gonna die. Dinner is shared and the stories are traded. At camp, he knows Kurt hasn't really approached him. I should apologize for what happened this morning. Yeah, you should too. You should, or you want to. We shouldn't give in to immaturity. We should be bigger, more mature men. All right, let's leave it at that then. I'm not going to be starting at you again. Right, good. The two share a brief silence. You can be on your way now. Right, of course. The two return to their duties as you return to your own. Can you believe the nerve of this Hammond fellow? He's lucky Kurt didn't just wallop him. Kurt could have handled it better, but Hammond is a prick, yes? Good evening, Captain. Was there something you needed? If you need the latest medical report, I'll have it prepared soon. I was simply curious about you, Arthur. Me? Oh, well, nothing to be curious about. I'm simply just trying to get by just like the others. We can have her Yeah, for somebody who's demoralized. Or do I have them all working? I have them all working. Tough shit. Ooh, girl, I'm nervous. We're gonna die, but that's okay. Let's go. No, yeah, we're gonna freeze. I don't even have enough. It's just very weird. Let's see how many people die. 15 available crew. Yep. Oh my god, the decorum. Oh god, stop. Don't nobody die. We're on week 17. Never. No. Okay, who died? Ward was a good man. Good man indeed. Man gave up an arm in the line of work and it never even slowed him down. Suppose death catches up even the toughest of bastards eventually. Okay. Fuel goes in, we stay alive. Really is that simple. I mean, okay, well. We need to feed the... Can have half rations and you know, just feed the fucking furnace. I don't know. All we got. It's all we got. But we can do the freezing thing. You can get out of there. I'll send you to med bay since you don't feel well. Medical bay. Yeah. He doesn't feel good. I mean, we're still not gonna have enough. Yep. Can we meet the scientist? Okay, good. The scientist can get the dead penguins. Captain, about what happened last week. Sorry. You're fine. It's all good. Oh god, let's send somebody to the I did some no, I did not. Assign a crew. Who do I want to be interviewed? Alright. I mean, there's nothing else I can do. Feed the furnace. Oh, cheers. Sweet. I mean, a lot of us are going to be malnourished, but that's okay. Nice. Playing a risky game. Okay, maybe they'll have a suggestion on Runt. Captain the Runt here has been taking lessons on engineering. And how did he fare? Well enough that he's not in my way, that's good enough. Think I'm pretty good. Better than some trained ones I met, that's for bloody sure. A spare pair of hands is good. Mr. Hammond's scary, but he's a good teacher, you know. Alright, that's enough from you. Seems the young ward has taken his new calling. I've written off a stowaway, but it seems he really does have some talent. I don't know how to bring my decorum up. Do we have any liquor? Where'd that liquor go? Because he'll die. But I can't help it if he dies. You can't be scared when you're mad, Mr. Hammond. I'm always mad, but last week you were, like, really mad. Alright, that's enough of that. Alright, sir. And don't bloody call me that. I mean, the only thing I... Excuse me. Sorry, excuse me. I mean, that's... The only thing I can do is have them go out. Yep, with one dog, and then somebody, 1, 2... Yeah. Can we just do that? Okay. But my decorum is gonna go down. Wait, hold on, let's do this. let's take... I don't know if this will work. It might not work. Let's just take this off real quick. Cheating. Let's just see if they get happy. I took their music away. Yeah, they didn't raise. Nobody's the like, okay. Doctor, good evening. Something on your mind? I was curious. You've been awfully quiet after, well, last week's scrap up. Your visits have been scarce and you've been keeping to your own at dinner. Well, I suppose I'm still licking my wounds, proverbially speaking. Last week's incident was something of an embarrassment. Well, I just want to check in to see if you were okay. I'll be fine. I just need to settle this damn pride of mine. Thank you, son, or doctor. Oh, you're welcome, I suppose. Hammond, a question? I told you I'm not getting quoted in your bloody report. Calm down, it's not about you. You worked with Mr. Templeton before, yes? Regrettably, do you happen to know his age? It wasn't listed in the records, and estimating based on his appearance is difficult. He's younger than he looks, that's all I know. You got close to Shaw quick. I was designated by our benefactor to be the second officer on this expedition. I'm simply doing my duty. Aye, sure. Summer's winding down. We hunkering down soon? Eager to get going? Aye. Can I send somebody else to get an interview? Nope. Good evening, Captain. I was growing used to sleeping on a moving ship before we became trapped in the ice, you know. Now I think I won't have a good night's sleep until we return to land. I think that's something we can all look forward to. A good motivation, then. I know a hot bath and a warm bed are the first order of business when we return to land. I may stay bundled up for several days just to truly savor it. Captain, you needn't call me here so frequently. You receive your updates each day. You should focus on the crew and your own rest. This is my first time with my acquaintance, Mr. Templeton. Flattering. I do not deny that we are partners in this endeavor. I suppose act of survival goes beyond a simple professional relationship. Hunting season seems to be winding down. It should seem we likely have a handful more weeks before life begins to clear up. Do you share your rations with the dogs? They do the hunting after all, only right to reap some of the spoils. They have their own rations. I'm sure they prefer my cooking to the broth. You may try them. I won't stop you. Oh, well. We're gonna die. Well, but then there's, yeah, I mean, it's just everybody's gonna be freezing and cold. It's just gonna go down and 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 down. Yep. But I cheated though, so. Oh, who died? Ward was a good man, won't be the same without him. Mr. Templeton, would you happen to know if Kurt has any children of his own? I believe he does, several. I understand his oldest son is a lecturer of natural histories at Cranford. Why do you ask? Well, I notice he tends to not mention any family. It's hardly their business, Doctor. Right. Apologies for my curiosity. Hell yeah, these scientists. Well, you know. What's wrong with you? Because you got frostbite? Okay. We're waiting around. What are we waiting around for, Captain? Can't keep up like this much longer. We better cover up the cold before the cold takes us. I don't know. I thought they said we have a couple of weeks left. Healed the freezing. I can't help them on nourishment. No, that's not enough. But that's what we have. Yeah, everybody's cold and 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody else can go out. Is there anything with like the corn? Nope. I could have her interview somebody. How about you? Does anybody want to pick penguins? Nobody else can penguin pick? 1, 2. Okay, just 2. I guess do we have to leave? Like it's not even letting me. Yeah, okay. I guess we have to lock up and see what happens. I'm sure we're gonna die. Yep. Yeah, everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna die, everybody's gonna die. Unless we have a fucking miracle. I did turn the decorum off because I wanted. Yeah, everybody's suffering. Alright, the crew is settled down for the long winters. It will be many months before the canopy is removed and further travel across the ice will be a possibility. The crew will be here for quite some time. The winter is long, cold, and carries out in complete darkness. One can lose track of the days. It is not incumbent for one sanity to buckle under stress and fear in extreme conditions, and this proves to be the most extreme of all. Complete darkness in the coldest part of the world. It would be appropriate to keep a constant check on the crew's mental condition at this time. Oh, we're doing pretty shit. I'm gonna need some of y'all to come down here and get to picking. Okay, so you're good. You're good. You're good. We'll be holed up in here for quite a while. At least there's less work out on our plates. We should be careful with lamplight. It would be hard to set the canopy alight. It wouldn't be hard to set the canopy alight. Then we certainly wouldn't want to be trapped underneath. Gloomy one, aren't ya? Sorry, just cautious. Alright, let's so we have frostbite. You don't want to be interviewed. Where's the... Yeah, why did my dad have to go? I don't know what to say, buddy. 1, 2, 3. I mean, hell, that's better than anything. Fuck. Nobody can make it warmer. Everybody's working. But we have food. So that's great. There. I mean, it's not enough, but under the canopy, it's almost cozy. If you ignore that it's colder than ever, yes. What I wouldn't give to have a nice flask of hot cocoa at this time. Ah, why did you have to mention it? Now it's all I want. Now, well, best save for home, eh? Look at this. It's like we're under a big tent. Yes, I suppose so. So no more hunting then? For the foreseeable future, yes. Alright. Well, here's hoping we have enough food to last us. Yes, let's... There's still orders in here? Well, Captain, someone will be getting up for a while. Welcome to our new home. Aye, this canopy ain't pretty, but she'll do us right. Better than being stuck out in that blizzard. Then I believe we can all agree on. It's a strong one, worst one I've ever seen. We'll have to keep an eye out for rips in the outer canopy. Don't want to hear the heat seeping out, or the cold ripping in. You see a single hole, you grab whoever you can to fix it. Best we heed their warning, Captain. The tarpaulin is old and has clearly seen better days. Captain, I hope you are becoming accustomed to our new setup. It will be some time before we can leave this canopy. 29 weeks, I assume you've been taking a track of time? It's been 21 since we all first settled out. 18 more weeks until rescue, right? Yes. Then winter will be long, but I feel it won't feel as such. Even thoughts can freeze out here. I think the weeks will pass before you know it. Still, you have been in command for quite some time now. It has made for interesting observation, at least. I prefer to not be observed. I'm not alone in the evaluation. Every eye is on every step you take, Captain. Templeton flicks through the pages of his notebook. Perhaps being truthful, telling the crew the hunt was missing was a safe option, but I feel you should have taken a more definitive stance. His loyalists hold on to false hope that he'll come back for them. I wasn't gonna lie to the crew, Templeton. Some dishonesty is required for their good, if not for your own. Templeton flicks through the pages of his notebook. Must admit, while smashing the Carpenter's recording was not the most tactful method, it certainly put a stop to the song's mutiny. Respect through fear is still respect, though now you will have to carry on that image. Shouldn't be an issue. We shall see. Templeton flicks through the pages of his notebook. I must commend you for your action during the incident with the leopard seal. Your cool head and preparedness meant we were able to avoid disaster. Kudos. Templeton flicks through the pages of his notebook. It'll be a long time before winter clears, but when it does, we'll be closing in on our rescue point, which is also the last known location of the Viscount, if you may recall. I'd almost forgotten of the Viscount. The mission is long in the past now. I wonder. You still have hope to find the Viscount, no matter we've spoken enough. Best we get back to work. I don't believe any of these damn people. Is that the same compass you carried in your third film? Indeed it is. I'm surprised you're able to pick up on those details. Well, I have seen them quite a few times. My family purchased a print through the White Waste for private screening, so I'm quite accustomed to it all. Through the White Waste? Har, you must have been this tall when the film came out. Maybe shorter, the canvas pack of yours. It must have been 30 years old by now. I know how to keep my equipment well maintained. You're the same, aren't you? Of course, I'd never let my trusty camera get scratched. You know, we barely had a budget for the first film. Most thought the idea was set for disaster. I had to get the sponsorship of 10 beans to even get that expedition off the ground. I remember those adverts. Newspapers ran them quite a while, in fact. I had some newspaper clippings for research, building a portfolio. I think one of the adverts in this is a folder. Why would it need so much research? Seems a bit much for one expedition. Well, this is for something else. And that is, well, it's something shameful to admit, but I keep records of some historical figures that I have hopes of one day, while writing a biography on a biography. Yes, I know it's getting ahead of myself, but I'd like to be prepared to project for projects that are in the realm of possibility, maybe? I would like to see that. A historical figure, eh? I would say you're fit for the criteria. Flattering, but it does make me sound old. Did I send people out, or are they too cold? Yeah, everybody's too cold. Okay. Well, at least for the moment, the crew had their meal. The crew returned to the post. The long dark continues. You could choose who to spend your evening with. Needs 4 people. 1, 2, 3. Thinking of going for a stroll? What? You weren't staring at the exit for a while there. Oh, right. You alright? Yeah. It's gonna be a long winter, isn't it? Should be. And the food we have now will last us, right? What are you getting at? Well, nothing. Nutley scurries off, returning to his tent. Well, that's pretty much all we have to say. Yeah, I know we don't have enough for... Yeah, we don't have enough for that, but... At least it's enough for a little bit. Nobody should die. Okay, but everybody has frostbite. Whole flick, I don't know what to say. And yes, I did turn to Cornwall because I genuinely would have finished this game. Just saying. And we will definitely come back out here At least everybody's freezing, so nobody's gonna want to go out. They're gonna die. So it's a little hard. Shaw, Templeton, you need to do something about Arthur. Arthur? The doctor. Right, yes, Dr. Nutley. What do you mean, Grimley? Since winter started, he seems unwell. I think the pressure's starting to get to him. I'm surprised to see you coming to us with an issue. I didn't take you to show concern to a high-class Lamborn. He's a good lad, means well. Besides, he's part of the crew. Hunt picked him out. Well, it's no secret that the good doctor carries nervous temperament. Do you think he's beginning to have an effect on his own health? I'm not alone, Junior. Belford and Darling also think so. Then it's quite noticeable. Don't worry, Grimley. I'll have words with him. Good. Better sooner than later talking to him. Lad's barely hanging in there. Captain Templeton, I heard through the grapevine our good doctor was having this spot a bother. Indeed, you may just be able to help. You know the boy well, don't you? I should say so. How long have we been in the ice together now? And you may just be the right man for this job. We're concerned by the doctor's temperament. He's slowing down in his work, and it may threaten him stopping altogether. Well, his own health comes above his own work, wouldn't you agree? Both are a matter of grave importance. You will speak with him, yes? I'm afraid that might be beyond me, Richard. What? It's Captain's duties to consult the crew. Right you are, Robin, but it's not just that. I've spoken to the lad quite a bit, but I've never made it through to the boy. A tough nut to crack. I might know have the right disposition for it. Too soft, I say. Excuse me? You treat him too softly. The young man's a doctor. He does not need to be handled with gloves. What he needs is someone to remind him of his duty and behind his role. No sugar-coated words. The boy's temperament is hanging on by a thread, and you want Shaw to approach with a saw? You said it yourself. The gentle methods proves ineffective. I said no such thing. Kurt is right. Nutley requires encouragement more than anything. Thank you, Captain. There's no need to put more pressure on the lad. Encouragement, yes, but emphasize what's required of him. I trust your judgment, Captain. Best leave the talk until after dinner. No need to interrupt his work further. Please let me know how you fare, Captain. Best of luck. Okay. And, you know, we have holes to fix. Ugh. Everybody's cold. And it takes 4 people to... They're gonna die. Shit. Damn. Frostbite, you're like... You can't even... Wait, we can't even fix it with just 3 people? No, you have to have 4. Alright, so we gotta do some shit. A lot of us are gonna be, nobody can warm it up because we're all... Did I not get food? Oh, that is crazy. Whatever. Okay. Ah, Captain. Is there an issue? The crew are worried about you, Arthur. Oh, right, Captain. I must apologize. There's no need to apologize, Doctor, but there is. I know I'm not what you would have asked for in the ship, Doctor. I'm nervous. My mind is often scattered in the sight of blood. Well, it makes me faint. Hardly qualifies befitting a surgeon, are they? You're a fine surgeon nonetheless. Captain, there's something I must confess. The reason Hunt took me on against all other candidates, well, it's because of my father. Your father? Yes. Well, you see, my father was Hunt's barber. They were quite friendly, and well, my father called in a favor. And you know that for certain? Well, not for certain, but it's quite clear. My father was so proud when I took the expedition, believe it or not, could finally toughen his boy up. He was always obsessed with that. No matter what I did for him, it always came back to how tough I was or wasn't. But you can see how well that went, can't you? I've had no issues with your work, Captain. There's no need to protect my self-worth. I know where I stand. Some of the crew have been quite kind to me, too kind. Whether it's harsh words from Templeton or pats in the back from Kurt, their eyes are all the same when they look at me. A bird in a mouth to feed. You're no burden. You're the only doctor. To have no doctor is better than to have a poor one, Captain. I try, but I have to accept it. My cowardice leaves me a drain on the crew's resources, selfishly so. Perhaps it's better of me that... Nutley, stop this. You're talking nonsense. Right, of course, you're right. I suppose I've been acting foolish. Now isn't the time to lose my nerves. What remained of them? I'm sorry for worrying you, Captain. Nutley walks off, making his way back to his tent. Clearly, much is on the doctor's mind. We're gonna die. Is anybody out here getting the penguins? Did I assign people out here to get the penguins? One. Well, you'll pass if I... Everybody I send out there, it's just gonna be 2. So, let's see who all dies. I mean, but that's not what I want, but we're gonna be starving and people are gonna be getting sick. Yeah. And we have some... Wait, we used it to... Yeah. And the doctors won't work if they're sick and cold. Oh, somebody died. Who died? Yeah, we don't have a lot. Nope. I don't even know how to begin. I guess I have to send people out, I suppose? Can't. They're malnourished. I don't even know what you're supposed to do in a time like this. I'm sure there's not going to be a big opportunity. Yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing to even... Yeah, that sucks. Nobody can work. It's too cold. Oh. People are gonna die. As you step out to take notice, Nutley approach. Captain, I've been thinking a great deal over the last while. I want to thank you for speaking with me when you did. I needed that. I've certainly made this expedition more difficult than it had a right to be through my previous cowardice. And for that, I'm sorry, Captain Shaw. No need to be. I'm happy you've had some sense. I wonder how my father's doing on the other side of the world. I wonder if he's thinking of me. My mother, my sister too. And there's so much I must return to. He paused for a moment before pressing me with an envelope. Captain, if I failed to make it back to the world, would you be able to bring this to my father? You take the letter from Nutley's hands and give him a nod. The doctor gives you a nod back. Thank you, Robin. I'll make sure this gets into his hands. Nutley gives you a nod as he makes his way back into his tent, and you make your way back into the camp. I'm not gonna read it. It's none of my business. I'm just curious how this is gonna keep going. So close to the end, and we're gonna die so quick. Well, less mouths to feed. I'm terrible. There's nobody who can work. Everybody's sick, cold, and just gross. That don't do fuck. But I will. Yeah. I will put some. Yeah. And then, yeah. I don't know if they're available, but. Are there any requests? Kat, I was running a standard physical exam on Well. I request that you meet with me in the medical tent this evening. Is there an issue? Why not present to here? The individual involved would rather this be handled privately. Apologies for sounding so cryptic. Just later after dinner. Well, I don't know how much dinner. I just must admit I'm curious what the issue the doctor has encountered that requires your summons. I need a private matter is a private matter. Hi. Did I put that penguin in here? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay. The crew have their meal, which is barely anything. Yeah, the medical tent. Captain, don't let the cold in. Captain Shaw, to what do we owe the visit? Kasha, this is actually a private matter. Do you mind giving us the tent for a moment? Oh, very well, Kasha. Sorry, I don't think this is worth getting the crew worried over. You best not be dying, Kurt. Perish the thought. I notice an arrhythmia in his heart. It's difficult to determine the cause without further examination. But as it stands, our current diagnosis is cardiomyopathy. Years of adventure finally catching up to an old ticker, huh? Well, it could be genetic, but that's just a guess. Still, some unusual rhythm is no issue. Have you experienced shortness of breath while sitting down? Well, fatigue, sudden cough when you lie down, dizziness. I noticed some swelling in your ankles as well. Who's to say that? Kurt, please, I'm trying to help. Yes, I've experienced it. How much longer does he have, Doctor? Bloody hell, I'm not dying, Robin. Well, it's manageable, but you'll have to take it easy for the rest of the expedition. Bah. No more hauling equipment. Very well. If you're offered a drink by the crew, refuse. Tough but fair. And, well, it's my belief that Kurt is not fit to lead a lifeboat once we set off. No, Doctor, that's just not possible. I'm a navigator. You can't honestly expect anyone else to handle that sort of duty. You're gonna get mad, Kurt. Nellie has a point, Kurt. It's not safe. Sail seldom are. Your health comes first, Kurt. The entire crew's health is at risk if I'm not navigating those boats. Kurt, I won't mince the word. You could die. We all could. Bah, I don't want to argue with you. Arthur, we won't be getting anywhere in doing so. It's up to you, Captain. That's true. Do you think it's worth the risk? You know what? Fine. Fuck it. Kurt, if you feel fit to continue until we reach land, then you may. I really don't think that's wise. I know, Doctor, but it's measured risk, isn't it? We had to make many out here. I suppose so. Try not to strain yourself too much, though. I'll do my best. Thank you, Doctor. Oh, and let's not tell the crew about this, will we? I don't need them fussing over it. And the man is due his privacy. I'll respect that. I suppose I should get an early night then. Kurt exits. We only have a few more weeks if we make it. Without food and... We awake to the sound of barking. Seems like the dogs have been excited by something. You sprint from your tent. You are alone to be awoken by the dogs. And at the center of the campsite, a crack begins to fall and more sprint. The dogs leap from the kennels, sprinting southwards. Wait! Kiddo runs across the crack in pursuit of her dogs. The ice shifts beneath you. You hear the sound of something falling, then smashing. Help, what the fuck is this? Oh no, the floe is spinning. Quick, we need to move now. No wasting time. Bentley and Kasha run out from the medical tent. Nutley carries his bag slung over his shoulder while Kasha's hands are filled with notes. What is this? Ice is splitting, it's all your work. Well, what? What I could carry, yes. Not good. Your tent's going under. What? No. My equipment. Do not go back in there. Either of you. Do you understand? And turns to Kurt. How should we handle this, Captain? We need to get out of here as soon as possible. Everything past this point is going to be swallowed up. You heard the man. Everyone haul what you can move. The crew get to work on the furnace and lifeboats, hauling it as fast as they can. With the ice breaking as quickly as it is, you realize you only have time to save one tent. One of Cordell's dogs howls in fear. The digging tools and most of the guns remain trapped. And nobody... Yep. The ice splits further until the pantry collapses. The crew barely makes it out from the burning cart. The crew sustains burns and bruises from the frantic escape. Everybody's wounded. We settled a new camp by the shore. Captain Shaw personal log. New camp is formed in the aftermath of ice split as close to winter. However, the crew could not rest at this time after a long journey the shore has been reached. In the coming week, the crew will sail out in the lifeboats in search of proper land. The open sea sail. The crew has reached the shore, but now a great challenge presents itself. The ice beneath their feet will not hold for much longer. It is destined to break apart and tear us as it did before. Solid ground must be reached in search of the point of rescue. To the end, the crew must sail out onto open sea. A team of fit and well-experienced sailors alongside a navigator of the caliber of Kurt Darling. Though it all may seem daunting, this sail may prove to be the most comfortable task for the crew. Sailing is their lifeblood. They are more equipped for this than anything else. Oh, he's still going on about his father. I get it. I'm sorry. Everybody's too cold. Captain, we have a few injured from the ice, but I managed to arrange a small batch of crates to treat everyone. Well done, Doctor. Quite ingenious of you. Oh, thank you, Mr. Templeton. We'll unfortunately won't be able to make any more comforts, but I'll treat whatever and whoever I can. Captain, we've got a problem. How urgent? The bloody compasses don't work. Excuse me? None of them. They've all been going haywire just after the winter's cleared. Mr. Hammond, Mr. Hammond, we're due to set off on the water. We cannot wait on the ice a moment longer. You think I don't know that shit? Every step of this expedition has been plagued with misfortune, hasn't it? People talk about the Pale Passage being cursed. Almost makes you believe it, right? Mr. Hammond, do you have any idea what's causing this error? Looks like a case of magnetic interference, but that can't be right, can it? Well, come further south than anyone in history. This may just be the case closer to the pole. We best just hope for good fortune. Hope? Great. We're sailing on the bloody hope. A word, Captain. Speak your mind, Templeton. The animals. In all my years, I don't believe I've ever heard of dogs being able to sail the silver seas. Have you? I'm not so sure. The dogs might be different. Very funny, Captain. He straightens himself. One of us is going to have to break the news to the kennel master. Her dogs will not be joining us on the ocean. That's my decision to make, not yours, certainly. But you understand what must be done. I don't appreciate being patronized, Templeton. My intent is not patronized. It should be clear by now that I have only the interests of the expedition at heart. You're wasting my time, Templeton. Let me know when it's done, then. They're wanting me to kill the dogs. I'm not doing that. The animals are eagerly trained on the penguin fillet in Cordell's hand. They notice your approach. Captain, I was hoping to speak to you. The dogs scramble as she launches the meal across them. I understand you're going to shoot my dogs, aren't you? Perhaps not. She looks closely at you. They're your dogs. It should be your decision. It's more complicated than that. She looks out across the animals. I'm no fool. I just don't want them to suffer. They've been through so much already. But what alternatives do we have? The animals continue to scramble over the fillet. These dogs have known me their entire lives. She points at the dogs tearing the fillet from its sibling. I used to carry that one around in my pocket as a pup. Do you have children, Captain? I don't. I've had dogs of my own before. Then you should understand. The lead dog joins her side. I don't mean to sound cliche, Captain, but they're all I have. You can't help more animals if you're dead. I'm trying to do what's best for the crew. Your idea of what's best has worked out so well for us so far, hasn't it? So, what's to happen to them? One of these boats is yours, should you wish. Take it in the night, I won't stop you. Don't be ridiculous, that would be a death sentence. They'll stay here and let nature take its course. That wouldn't last long. They wouldn't last long, I hear, Shaw. We've seen stranger things, alright? Anything might outlive us all. We'll have to chase them off. At least try to follow the sailboats into the water. You begin to make your leave. Robin? Yes? I'm ashamed to ask it, but I implore you this one mercy. She ruffles the dog beside her. May I keep one? Just one. It can stay. It tilts its head at you. Thank you, Captain. I won't forget this. It will say as you tickle its ears. You depart across the snow. That's depressing. What are we to do? Word spreads quickly the dogs will not be joining them for the sail. Many of the crew take this last chance to sit with them while they can. My crew have their meal and roll in silence. The crew share what little food they have with the dogs. The crew return to their post. You can choose who to spend your evening with. Well, I don't care to. This just looks end it. I mean, we're cold, we're dying, we're starving. Yeah, everybody has frostbite, everybody has scurvy. You hear all that? You hear all that nonsense? If I would have taken the dogs the next week. We should be home. Week 38. Excuse me. Templeton, Hammond, Kurt, Cordell, Nutley, and Cash all aboard the largest lifeboat. Gremlin Jr. manned the other two vessels. The remaining crew must be decided. All living crew must be allocated to the lifeboats before you can set sail. You have 14 left to assign. Why can't you go? They board the vessel. Okay. 8 out of 9. Right. We're now ready to set sail. I mean, we definitely could have took the dogs with us, but whatever. You will not be able to return from this point, are you sure? Camp is packed up and the lifeboats are prepared for sail. As you glance back to the shore, you notice the dogs sitting on the edge. They paw the water, eyeing the boats and their master. Cordell readies the rifle and fires into the air above them. It is enough to scare them off. Everything is ready, Captain. All that is left is for you to give the order. This isn't going to be easy. Keep alert. We're at the mercy of the ice and the ocean now. It is 2:15 in the afternoon. For some back home, the end of lunchtime. For you, the beginning of a countdown. It's hard to think of the Viscount. You could be sailing over her wreck right now and may never know it. Your past and future seem to shrink against the glaring challenges of the ice. Get on with it. Yikes. The boats lurch forward, bobbing side to side, parting the inky waters. Stroke. You are gaining speed now. Stroke. I feel like Vikings now. A cadence is reached by all the rowing and oars lift in unison. Uncomfortable for most, the crew has arranged the equipment as best as they can to lift their sitting positions to account for the raised edges of the boats. It's not long before Nutley begins the periodic ritual of dry heaving over the side of the boat between his turns of rowing. Kasha curls over her camera, paranoid of any moisture that may enter the mechanisms. The fog finally clears to reveal the ice around. Seems like we have a long journey. Terrifying but profoundly beautiful all at once. Yep. By evening, you nearly escape the ice. The empty ocean is almost visible on the horizon. The boats lurch. The smell is horrendous, though seemingly enticing to a large gathering of snow petrels. They shoot down from the sky as their leisure, scooping up a meal at a time. They're mackerel. Ice fish, I think? How do you know that? My father used to take me fishing whenever he could. Hammond stops rowing momentarily. Are you sure about that, kid? 'Cause you've been puking for the year straight, at least. The doctor goes red and tries to prove he can hold it in. Kasha furrows a brow, readying the camera. What do you think it means? Doesn't mean anything. A cold current, most likely, where the ice meets the ocean. Grammarly calls from his boat. It's a bad omen. The living aren't supposed to be out here. Templeton grumbles to himself, something about superstition. With the birds overhead, it's nigh impossible to avoid their droppings. At least it's warmer than the snow. One finds its way into the doctor's hair. A fresh gastral purge follows suit. Kasha looks to you, uncomfortable, shielding the camera. What do you think, Captain? I'm sure there's an explanation, whether we understand it or not. She thinks on this answer before taking a photo across the water. Cordell lifts a fish from the ocean and presents it to a Stanberry. The animal smells it before shying away from the food. She drops it back into the ocean and buries herself into the animal's fur. After hours of rowing, you finally reach an open ocean. It's impossible to avoid the stingy sprays of the sea as they invade the boats periodically. Everyone is left bailing with whatever they can find, hats, mugs, even bare hands lift out the water. The crew begin to curse into the night at each other and at the events gone past. It's the only means of protest that doesn't interrupt attempts to remain warm. Let the sailors sing their slurs into the night. Out here, each should be allowed their own reprieve. Nutley looks to see if he cursed and decided it's safe. Templeton at least lets out the odd posh paragraph. Lightning flashes to the west, followed by rapturous thunder underscoring the sounds of the sea. Hold fast. Your screams are lost in thunder as a large abrupt wave smashes against the boats. Rogue wave. You just about crest it. A moment passes before the other two lifeboats join you. Every sailor knows the tales of rogue waves, freak anomalies that plague the seas, such as these. You hear singing, started by Junior. It soon infects the rest of the sailor folk, defiant against the storm. The song has about three sisters dancing to seduce a sailor. The second larger wave hits the boats, the same again just about. The sailors change key. Sing with them. You don't know the words, but you'll never forget this tune, echoing as best as you can. The others follow suit from beneath the tarp. Even Simpleton sings. The third, final, and largest of the waves hits the boats. You're lifted near the vertical. Hold your breath. The water crashes. It feels like forever before your boat finally crests the wave. The tiller buckles in your hand. Your eyes burn from the salt of the sea. Both of Junior and Grandma's lifeboats are destroyed. You finally make land. The navigator is the first to step on solid ground. He turns to the rest of you suddenly. We made it, ladies and gentlemen. Land at... The man clutches his chest. Before falling across the sand, the others rush to his aid. Well, you know. Mr. Gloss, a man whose intelligence was outweighed out only by his career, a fine researcher and even a finer person. First his wife, and now it's a true shame. Captain, I can't believe the Quisley is gone. The man has worked with me for so many years. He spoke at my wedding. I need time to think, Captain. Are we still taking motherfucking requests? I have news about Kurt. Good news mostly. He's stable, resting now, but he should be able to walk about when we're through. He's stubborn, isn't he? Frankly, he was lucky that it wasn't worse for him. Sounds like his scouting days may come to an end. Absolutely, Captain. I'm telling you, by no account, Kurt partake in some strenuous activity again. He needs as much rest as possible before we make it back to land. I'm sorry, Doctor. I should have listened to you. Indeed, we bear some of the responsibility. Kurt's stubbornness is one matter, but we had right of refusal. He leaves. Cruz figures now the only time we got to build some proper gravestones for the dead. Can't say I disagree. I'll get it in order. He leaves. Proper eulogy will also be expected. It'd be best if you consider your words now, Captain. This is a difficult time for all. We have progressed beyond the last known location of the Viscount. Answers to its disappearance rely on this isle. Captain, once we are through here, I would recommend you scout the area for any sign of human activity. For safety, of course. At least the dog is okay. Here we honor the memory of Gramley Jr., Mr. Zach, Mr. Gloss, Mrs. Gloss, Tashi, Two Johns, Runt, Gnomes, Lefty, Tucker, Cavity, Runstad, Grips, Dick, Quisley, York the Third, and Flick. Inside the cairn, you find a letter, some supplies, and a bolt-of-action rifle. To you who finds this message, here lies the final testament of the Viscount. We made our arrival on the east shore of the island. Before moving on, we established a cabin to mark the landing point. There you will find enough supplies to support a crew of 20 for a full year. While charting with the perimeter of the island, the crew came across a cavern at the mouth of the central mountain. Captain Whelan decided to split the crew in order to chart the location further. His half have elected to enter the cave through the open stream while we have been sent to mark the western coast of the island. I don't trust the captain. His actions of late have been erratic, cagey. He has avoided all questions from myself and the rest of the crew. This behavior has only exacerbated since encountering the cave. Enclose an instrument that may be needed in some time. If you find said instrument to be missing from this cairn, then you will know that the worst has occurred. If you are reading this in your own wake, another poor crew sent to this isle, heed my advice. Turn back. There is something truly wrong with this land. It has felt the touch of three sisters, cursed to swallow poor sailors whole. If you are wise, you will not allow it to happen to you. Turn back. Signed, Bertram Reynolds, head scout of the Viscount. Okay. You see the engineer tinkering at some of the navigational equipment with his usual sour expression. Shit. He places the equipment to the side and lets out a grunt. Damn thing still doesn't work. Do you think it could be the environment? Hammond gives you a sideways glance. Maybe. Couldn't begin to know. Not like we have a bloody experience for this. Then a bloody soul has come this far south. Who knows what's ahead? Having trouble? Kurt approaches, a more noticeable limp on the man, forcing him to use his cane. What do you want? Still trying to get the compass working again? Threatened that I might? The look on Kurt's face is one of hesitation as his eyes dart around, doing all to avoid the gaze of Hammond. I have something to declare regarding my previous actions. Carry on, Kurt. Well, I believe that in dire circumstances, pride can often take the better of us. Stop stalling. What are you trying to say? I would like to apologize over our earlier scrap. I got carried away before, and I see it did neither of us any good. You're right there. It's not in me to hold a grudge, Hammond, least of all trapped out in this cold. Enough with the appeals, just spit it out, why don't you? We should be working together, and more importantly, I'm sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I apologize. Hammond pauses for a moment while looking towards Kurt. After the moment, he returns tinkering with his equipment before finally speaking. Accepted. Excuse me, what was that? Apology accepted. So now I expect you two to work together from now on, as best as we can. I don't think I have another fight in me, Captain. First and last, eh? I fought before. Could have fooled me. Well, I suppose I'll be off. Best of luck with your adjustments, Hammond. There's no chance of getting them working here. We're relying on you. I'm sure I'm a relic compared to your machines. I'm relying on you. I see. Kurt steps away, returning to the camp at large. Yeah, there's no food. Yeah, we don't have any resources. I don't know where we got the food. A wave of ease and rest falls over the crew, safe and fed. Dinner ends and slowly the crew makes their way to the graves. The eulogy awaits. Nutley approaches you. Captain, we've come a long way, haven't we? You've grown quite a lot in this time, Nutley. Have I? Am I any taller? And before we move on, there's something I have to confess, something that I've carried on my back this whole time. I don't feel right keeping it from you any further, so I allowed Captain Hunt to abandon us. Explain. When the ship was going down, I saw him. I watched as he grabbed his supplies and began to take off the ice. He saw me, but didn't say a word. He knew that I was too spineless to do anything. I couldn't even bring myself to tell anyone. He was right. I was too spineless until now, at least. And now, you know. I don't care about mistakes of your past. Learn from this and move forward. I should have known better before, but you're right. I'm sorry. The truth had to come out. Do what you will with this information. I'll accept anything you decide, Captain. Nutley walks off, returning to his tent. Captain, is there something I should be made aware of? What do you mean? Mr. Templeton has been snooping around, interrogating me on my report. Seems as we approach rescue, he's taken upon himself to approve of what lies in my writing. He has taken it upon himself, correct? You didn't set him up to this again, right? I will inform Templeton to leave you be. Good. I'm no stranger to people who want to omit parts of my work. I saw it plenty while covering the riots, but I have no intention of censoring this report. A story not based in the truth is worthless. If I have to leave parts out or fabricate others, then was it a story worth telling in the first place? You could always gloss it up a little. You turn your head to Kurt approaching, apparently having eavesdropped the conversation. What do you mean? Well, a story can still be plenty honest, but some require a little bit of polish. What about your films? Weren't they honest accounts of your expeditions? Ah, they were. Well, more or less. More or less. Most of it were true, I'm sure. Most of it. I'm not interested in mostly true. I thought you of all people would understand the tricks the camera can pull. Oh, I'm aware of how others go about it, but I won the Fentler Prize doing it my way, and I'm sure I'll win it again doing it my way. The facts are facts, Kurt. If we look bad, so be it. Quite a lax look on at your reputation, Captain, after all the work you've put in for us. Why are you suggesting this, Kurt? I just feel that we've braved so much that we deserve somewhat flattering write-ups, so perhaps some omissions are necessary? Such as what? Many of the crew come from backgrounds best not shared with the public, and more has happened here as should remain on the ice. If perhaps a member of the crew had an unexpected health issue that made them appear weak... Are you asking me to admit your heart attack and pretend it didn't happen? I'm not asking anything of you. I'm simply suggesting that the people won't want to hear about anything like that. When they read of this expedition, they want to hear of brave and daring adventurers, not ordinary men with weak hearts. You just want to protect your own image, don't you? What? Well, no, it's nothing of the sort, but I'm no fool. I see exactly what you're trying to do. Let's not debate on the matter. It can wait until we're on our way home. No, this is important. I didn't think you would be so concerned of your image, Kurt. Well, that's your mistake. Mistake? You can't expect me to be the perfect role model you see in the films. I'm only human. I've been married thrice, hobbled once, and been plagued with every vice there is. What do I have in my exploits and my legacy? What I do have is my exploits and my legacy. I would wish you not take that away from me as well. Kasha looks to you, her usual upbeat visage melted away in disbelief. I can't lie on your behalf, Kurt. You don't understand the power of optics. Every part of your report puts my livelihood at stake. Your livelihood or your image? The cold truth is there's no difference between the two. And you, Captain? Do you believe this as well? Tough decision. I mean, but what did we do that was bad? So you're free to publish as you want, woman. I don't give a fuck. You're free to publish as you please. Of course, but surely you can be encouraged. No. No? I'm so disappointed in you. Please, I'm simply saying that sometimes it's better to refrain the reality for a better story and feed your ego. That's all you care about, right? It's all I have to care about. So, just don't make note of heart attack, please. Kasha's face has shifted yet again, now to one cold cynicism. You're pathetic. Kasha storms back to her tent as Kurt gives you an uncomfortable glance. The man looks shaken by the response and above all appears to be deep and embarrassed. Without a word, he staggers back to the heart of the camp. Captain, we escaped the ice. We're on land. We are so close now, Shaw. We're so very close. We both saw the Karen, Captain, tracer of the expedition, which came before us. Shaw, I believe we could still find the Viscount. Our mission can continue. Why is finding that ship so important to you? Because some things are greater than the lives of the individual. I've chosen to live by the philosophy my entire career. I know that after all this time, the specifics of our employee may seem inconsequential. But tell me, Captain, do you think the Appertons would pour all their effort, put this many lives at risk, if they didn't think that there was something truly paradigm shifting at the end of it? I will make this clear, Templeton. I have no intention of recovering the Viscount. Our survival comes first. Yes, but... He pauses. We'll speak soon. Good luck, Captain. He stops and turns before leaving. One last thing. What happened to your captain's hat? The dog ate it. He leaves. The crew are called together before you. You tentatively lift yourself onto a crate. Hushed whispers roll through the audience. Kasha readies her ledger and the pencil. They once again await your next words. How will you deliver it to them? Some arrogance in this world is justified, especially when lives are being saved. The crew look to you miserable, the scars of sail past exposed under the light of the day. I would like to begin honoring those we have lost. The eulogy begins. You recite the names and stations of all those lost to the ice and ocean. Each individual name seems to sting different groups of the crew. By the time you finish, not a single soul is left without their affecting moment. This perks up Cordell's attention. May all be granted the rest. The eulogy is ended. The crew look to you for answers. Then Kurt speaks up. Our work's not finished yet. We still have a mountain to scale. We all saw Karen across the path of safety, a cabin with enough supplies to last us until rescue. Templeton clears his throat. What is our current priority, Captain? We must reach the cabin. We must reach rescue, and we're heading home. Templeton throws you an unsure look. The assurance of solid ground seems to stir to those listening. Well said, Captain. Indeed. Well, we don't have much time. Best be moving back to work. The crew have granted this time they need before eventually disperse, returning to the roles at camp. Anybody else have a problem? I don't have no fuel. Yep, so we just... You dream about how you're back on the Temperance. Wake shaken up. You wake shaken literally by the engineer. He stands over you bug-eyed. For a moment you think you're back on the Temperance. Hammond? Shaw. It's Cordell. What about Cordell? There's food and supplies missing from the stores. I think she's trying to make a run for it. Lead the way. After getting up, the two of you charge out the tent into the snow. I found the tracks up towards the mountain pass. Ah, Cordell. You follow the tracks away from the camp. It's a half an hour before you finally spot her ascending the dead mountain. Shh, there she is. Go back to camp, I'll handle this. I'm not letting you screw this up by yourself. Flank her on the side, try to block her exit. Creep up towards her silhouette. Hammond splits off right and slides out the view. Cordell picks up the sound, slowly turning back around to the spot in line of sight. She clears her throat. Captain Shaw, to what do I owe you this surprise? You think you can just abandon the crew? Getting ahead of tomorrow's scouting? A fine idea. A fine night for it, yes. And a fine story, but I don't think either of us believe that's what I'm doing. Stanberry is expecting. Then you should be doing what's best for those pups. What does it look like I'm doing, Robin? If you leave, you're ensuring their demise. Perhaps, but there's more of a chance out here than with the rest of you. I'm not going to allow Stanberry and I to be a part of this expedition any further. Do you really think the two of you will be better off without the rest of us? I do. Those puppies will be my new litter, and I'll start over. Certainly not the first time I've had to do that. The snowfall has begun to set on you both. It's not the leaving I'm concerned with, it's the theft of the expedition's supplies. I've given you my dogs, I'm just taking when I'm owed. This voids my contract. You should have come to me first, Cordell. We both know that wouldn't have worked. Then let me convince you now. I'm listening. Stanberry, here, girl. Stanberry patters over to you. Stanberry. Do you think we can convince her to stay, girl? Stanberry barks happily, unaware of the situation unfolding around. We need you, Cordell, both of you. The lady is silent for a minute. She finally walks over to you. The three of you begin a long trek back to the camp. Stanberry follows patiently. Not a word is spoken on the journey back. This bitch just tried to fucking rob us. we're gonna cut it there, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.